I'm live, but not really live, ladies and gentlemen. It's fake live. Don't panic. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. I wanted to share a couple things with you quickly because I think I know how to do it. I'm pre recording live, but fake live. So when it says stream 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago or 5 hours ago, you didn't miss anything live. Wouldn't that be funny if I accidentally were live? Teddy behind me, I forgot to introduce him earlier. I vacuumed him the other day. He's been gathering dust. This isn't the purpose of the video, but he happens to be sitting there. I came in the house to avoid that ridiculous road noise. Came through my headphones and everything last night because on Stream of Consciousness, because we recorded in a little bit earlier than we have been on the two previous shows, and more road noise because of the earlier time of the day. Teddy, let me tell you about him quickly, and then I'll move on to some serious issues. I've had Teddy since, let me get comfortable. I've had Teddy since I was in kindergarten, which I would have been 5, so 1969, and I got him from a hippie named Maynard. I'm not kidding, you can't make this up. My parents had they had a foster child, and her name was Eleanor Jane Eileen Amory. I loved it. I can always remember her name because there were so many of them. And she had a boyfriend named Maynard. I'm sure it was his nickname because hippies were kind of like Maynard, like, oh, Maynard. And he had Teddy in the back of the car, brand new. I think it was let's really jazz up this story. I think it was a VW Bug. I don't really think it was, ladies and gentlemen, but I fell in love with Teddy. I don't want him at a carnival. I don't know what. And he gave him to me, and I've had him ever since. He's lived in Houston. He's lived here. I've had him since I was 5. Okay, on that note, I'm going to try to do something here. I'm going to, first of all, stop my camera so I go to my little icon, which might be from last night, so it's sort of an electric universe looking. Ooh, bear with, I'm new. And I don't have my backup here, smoking in G sharp. All right. Oh, isn't that delightful? Okay, now I'm going to share this. This is from Andrew Johnson across the pond. I have to share audio. He runs a couple of websites. This one is called, now I think this is going to come up here. Let me just make sure by doing this. Indeed, there it is. Now let me see if I can do something here, lady. Yeah, oh my gosh, it worked. Then I go back over to the actual thing, and I can read this to you a little bit. I'm going to give you the link to this. It's, well, and then I'll copy it in a little bit. It's CV, as in CV. You know what I mean? CV. Pandemicinvestigation.com was launched back in April, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And God love him, he even published one of my columns over here. There was a gentleman who took this whole lockdown situation to court. His name was Simon Dolan. And this says, Dolan's case barred. Update on another UK legal challenge, anti-coronavirus toolkit at CDC on mass California card. Okay, that's what's going on in the whole update that he sent, but I'm going to stick with a couple of these, or just one. And then Andrew writes, the treatment of this case was exactly the same as Dr. Judy Wood's 9/11 Key Tam case back in 2008, 2009. The judge has the right to simply ignore all the evidence and not do anything. Now, some people might not be clear on this, but Dr. Judy Wood has written a 500-page, what can only be described as a textbook, about what actually went on at the World Trade Center complex on 9/11. It's available through her website, which I will put in here as well. Where did the towers go? I have it right here. Let me just reach over and read you the front. Where did the towers go? Evidence of directed free energy technology on 9/11. I didn't know I was going to go off on this tangent, really, or else I would have perhaps taken a screenshot or a picture, brought in a picture of the book. I suppose I could do that now, but I'm not going to. I don't want to take up a lot of your time. Yeah, court case. The alleged, or the so-called truther community, did everything they could to hide her evidence, and it's evidence, not a theory. Because it is really all to keep this free energy technology from general knowledge. If you think about it, just stop and think before you jump on me in the comment section, please, because this situation brings out the best in people. And yes, I'm being sarcastic. Okay. Disappointed beyond measure to let you know, and this is from Dolan himself. Disappointed beyond measure to let you know that we have received a high court ruling and the judge has disallowed our case. Essentially, this means we have no recourse to the law. We have published the full decision on the website. Please do read through this as you will see just how lightly and with complete disdain the judiciary have dismissed the enormous amount of evidence we provided. We are currently considering an appeal. Sounds familiar. I want to say a personal and very heartfelt thank you to all of you. It has meant the world to stand alongside so many people who believe, like I do, that Britain should remain a free country. We will continue the fight either in court, I think this is supposed to say, or by way of other means. Please do consider signing up, and there's a website here. There's something disconcerting to me about, this is Andrew coming back in. There's something disconcerting to me about the Keep Britain Free site. I find the child and heart balloon symbol as inappropriate for this matter. Maybe someone can enlighten me, though, and that's Andrew. And then I thought this was interesting. I'm going to send you this link. I'm not going to sit here and read everything here, but the government must prove COVID-19 exists. They, too, trying to force a judicial review, but on different basis to the Simon Dolan case. Well, my phone's ringing, so I'm just going to have to do this quickly. I'll just see what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. This was an impromptu idea. Okay, I'm back already because they quit ringing in. Might have been mother. She might have been in a panic. I was on the phone with a client or something. Where was I? Okay. They recently posted this. This is People's Brexit Government Must Prove. Now our friends at Stand Up X Science Committee have written to the PM demanding proof of the existence of the so-called COVID-19. This is to be by way of peer-reviewed evidence of isolation and purification of the, in quotes, virus. This is also to be produced with peer-reviewed proof that all of the Koch postulates have been applied to the virus. I have a meme of that. As this so-called COVID-19 virus is now controlling and dominating our lives, it is only reasonable to be given proof of it. And if this proof is not given, their ludicrous measures of control and vaccination plans should stop now. And they get into more of this. I'm going to just show you that meme because Koch's postulates have not been fulfilled in this, by the way. This might come as a shock to people, but you know what? The time to tiptoe around this jazz has ended. I'm going to switch over to this. I'll probably end the video here. In order to identify what organism causes a specific disease, certain rules are followed. Koch's postulates. 1, pathogen must be found in subject with disease, but never in a healthy subject. 2, pathogen can be isolated from sick person and grown in a lab. 3, pathogens injected into healthy person will cause the individual to become infected with the same disease. 4, injected pathogens can be isolated from newly infected individual and are identical to original pathogens. And this gets pretty deep. So this is why I've never really bought this idea of the airborne situation or any of this jazz going on, because I came into this information, I'm going to say maybe 6 months before any of this, and it's been around the perimeters of stuff I've researched for quite a while. I'll bring myself back in because for some reason people can't live if living is without me. So I'm just kidding, but here we go. And I will just drop back in to say thank you for taking the time. I will supply those links here on Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Join me, join others, drop your political identities. Let's focus on issues, leave labels at the door, research before you judge. And remember, war is a racket. Don't take my word for it. Check out, let me see if I can find it. It's just going to go over me, though. I'll hide behind it. General Smedley Butler and what he had to say. Thank you. Teddy says goodbye as well.